time to separate them then. G2 with a Mirage under their belt. Vertigo under Gambit. It's time to separate them with Inferno. A fan favorite for a third map decider. Already util sailing through the sky and some bodies spotted. Axel just jumping across for the info, 1x bet. Given the odds towards Gambit, and understandably so after the showing we saw from them. Looks like a nice lineup from Hunter. He's going to try and set his team up for success, and surely Shiro has to cancel that. Yeah, flying back into the site, tucks in tight. And it looks like they want to wrap. This is nice, short and long, just all in the blink of an eye. There's going to be a lot of resistance here. Axel's got too many targets, or does he? Oh, Axel, nearly 3. It's competitive thanks to Amanek and Nico, because the bomb's going in. Rotate's coming in. Nafany from mid. Amanek may hear that if he's loud about it. Nafany has hit the walk key. Now Nico on the jiggles. Hobbit does not want to go down until his teammates are in place, so that's the justification for this passive stance currently. They're coming in from 3 different angles of approach. Amanek considering it. Hobbit trying to draw attention elsewhere. Amanek takes a look and takes a head. Now we're talking, now we're shooting. One-on-one. Play the time.
As the kit.
Oh, he has the smoke and the kit. What's Amanek to do? He's going to hit the headshot. That's what he'll do. 3 frags right out of the gate from Amanek.
When that's the first pistol for G2 in this series so far, that could be a difference maker. The fact that they've finally picked up a pistol here. G2 been staring down the barrel of defeat in every single start to these halves. Now they're going to kick things off in a very stylish fashion. Straight out the gates here. Going to see 3 MAC-10s, a UMP, and AK-47 in the mix as well. Force buy from Gambit in response. To be expected here. But how do they go about this? Are we going to see a faster maneuver? Is it going to be taking the pace off from G2? We've seen them on the T sides. They have no trouble taking it slow, playing the current 2020 style of Counter-Strike.
All right. So they've gone for the gamble, and with Nafany pushed up, it might, you know, result in a overcommitment from G2 when they clear him out, feeling like there won't be 3 players residing around the corner of the site. Oh, he actually takes a peek. Nafany, Molotov's out, will go down. Let's see the G2 reaction now. So this is the plan, this was their trap, and it's worked perfectly so far for Gambit. Because most teams, when you get an early pick and you start fancying your chances, the bomb's still at T-spawn though, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Going to take top mid control. The AK from Nico already has drawn blood. And you said that pistol could be a difference maker, Chad. Well, ooh, big gap, nothing in for Nico to report. But to finish my sentence, difference maker, yeah, but not if Gambit immediately respond with the second round force.
And I think they're giving them this banana control here, hoping it lures them in for the hit, and it's looking to be likely. There are smokes for G2. They can isolate coffins, they can isolate spawn, but Nico's just walking in to find heads.
Okay. Enters. Nice use of the molly. Axel actually gets them both. How does he pull 2 out of the hat? And now he can finish it right here with the Deegs. Softened up by Shiro. Maybe Inters can finish them both. He has, and he will.
Oh, haven't had that from Nafany before. Hasn't been at the events to get it loud. Now, I don't speak Russian by any means, but I still know what that last word meant.
Yeah, baby. And interesting to see the AK-47 response. This is Amanek, of course, who had the fantastic clutch to put the pistol on the board in the first place. This is Shiro softening them both up, and a lovely finish, actually, with this Desert Eagle.
What Axel did there was crazy, right? Because that molly landed on Axel, and as soon as that happens, he released a HE, bounced it off the lip of that stair, and then within the shell shock, steps on out. So able to convert in a big way, and Nico's been gifted that AK. Look at the liberties by Nafany all the way down. Banana taking this one for basically free. He's tucked in towards Log. Some deep grenades gonna chip Jax. Still above half HP. He's got 53 remaining. And now after that early smoke, it looks like G2 are looking to head back towards Banana.
Yeah, really hedging their bets onto Nico. Amanek whipping out the armored Glock. And prioritizing that util. Nafany's long gone though.
It's the right call. He was holding in that position not that long ago. Warning shots. They now know that there's an AK in play.
They're burning
information gathered.
They're burning through their util though, just at the fear of Nafany's push.
I think this is just going to allow Nico to walk forward and look for kills. So they've cleared out the closed corners. That is the problems for the AK. Towards top Banana, they will need to do the same. But Nexa has a flash, so they can always flash the half wall And that means they can clear out Sandbag and then start to use this AK in its natural environment. But look at Hobbit, he's on the jiggles here.
He'll drop his own smoke and push through. They'll meet each other, and look at that, back's turn. Jack's happy with the one. Nafny should have more though. That's the bomb carrier, kept even. Hunter claws it back into contention, game time. The rotate's late, Inters and Axel departing the A site now. Shiro's already there and likely wants to bide his time for the squad.
There's no kid here.
No, nor smoke.
Bomb's already ticked on down about 10 seconds. We'll need to start getting a wriggle on. U2 being lined up. This will go to Dark. That's going to flush Jax out.
Yeah, but it's Nico that's really the crucial component here. Jack's down, burnt down. Nico still on new box. Getting peppered though. Shiro's UMP long range. It's only Hunter and he's down too. Gambit. Water off a duck's back. I thought G2 had a real chance there.
Yeah, the fact that they traded evenly into the site is great. You can establish the post plant, but the util usage was perfect. That Molly does great work to get Jax out of that equation. And then they can work from there. They find themselves an AK to pick up. So now they have that M4. They have an AK scavenged and the FAMAS. And they can buy back in again. But conversations for G2. The plant went down. They want to try and keep this one threatening early and have this back and forth arm wrestle for economic control. Great work from Shiro there. Better on the second as well. Just prepared. They knew how many angles were to deal with. Gambit looking very good in the early stages of this one. Will just be the pistol upgrade again. This time no AK. Couple of jumps there from Inters. Not sure exactly how much he saw. They were tucked in behind that wall. Still slowly being siphoned on through here. And these are the type of rounds that you're expecting Gambit to convert with ease. So many HEs left over. They still have 5 HEs right now, Gambit. As soon as they feel any type of a threat, they can start lobbing them out. The first one you just saw going into apps. This could be a real issue for G2 when they group up and go for a hit. Another nade towards the half wall, so really just allowing G2 to have as much time as they want and then using this util late. Let's see if that continues to be a theme as the game progresses into the gun rounds.
I knew Jax was a real one. No skin on the Tech 9, no need.
Doesn't feel like his weapon, does it?
So far from his weapon, but that's lovely. Ooh, Amanek definitely looks good on that Tech 9, and Jax has demonstrated some prowess too.
Maybe it is.
Weapon picked up. If Axel goes down, like, we could have a round here. Oh dear. G2 put themselves straight back in contention, and Amanek with the double. Hobbit caught out. There's weapons to be retrieved. They've just taken just a sidearm, unarmored Deagles, and Nafny demanded a 1v4.
Nafny still has all his nades right here, and he's even going to have a look in for this. It's traditionally the save. That's going to be heard. Jax is already here, and an impact round from G2.
Wow.
Cop that one. Holy moly, where did that come from?
I just can't quite believe how quickly Axel died on that first peek. Was it Nexa?
Yeah, it was. Nexa was just posted up on the line, ready for that peek. They had so much room over towards that arch side, so timeout here from Gambit. And it's great that we're getting this competitive back and forth early.
I mean, and fair play to G2. They've already come out and made some clear statements of intent. They got the bomb down on B in the round previous with the Hero AK. Admittedly, Shiro just outplayed them with the UMP mid-range, but now they've gone and done it with less over on the A site.
Can't believe how quick that got out of control. It was looking so good. I was praising them, holding onto their util, lobbing it out late.
Oh, this is not what I was hoping for. It's fine. Get over it. Hoping to see those crazy Deagle openers.
That's a really rough one to lose because there was hardly, you're right, you pointed out there's hardly any investment behind it. So to lose that one, it's a bitter pill to swallow here for Gambit. Shiro's got the AWP, of course.
Everyone's favorite series, the 4 Spy Wars. And Shiro taking some real chances here. He wants more. He wants more. Jax playing with it. Oh, the flash, perfect. They spotted his head as he jumped across, trying to bait them into this sandbag's position, trying to cross back as well. Oh, Wallbang does tag up Jax. He lives with just 14 points of health. They've definitely got the B players feeling a little hot under the collar. Shiro sticking around, so knowing that the AWP's on B, there is a bit of a timing on this. I think G2 will start getting concerned that the rotate could have been set up by Shiro, but here we go. They're just going long side. Nico to set him up, and yeah, Nafny was actually on his way towards B at that point, so that's one of the rifles departing. He'll be smoked off upon his return, so G2, they've got a pretty damn good chance here. It's only Axal's M4.
Well, they're in limbo right now. They've been smoked off by Inters there, so they're just stuck on this long side. They can still pivot wherever they want, but they're up close and personal with Amanek here.
A little peculiar smoke out of the library side. Hobbit's rotated arch. Unwilling to challenge. Uncertainty brewing. 35. And they're coming short. Amanek being baited in. Hobbit to come try and find him. And he hits his jump. That costs him. Hobbit returns the favor. Nex is trying to be the one to break through here. And he does with style. Axal choosing not to engage just yet, and that's cost him his life as well. Looks like G2 will win out the war.
Oof. Well, do they want to hunt Shiro? They know the AWP is in play. He shot that bullet through the wall in Banana that tagged Jackson down. This is an X-Factor type weapon, right, to find some early picks. So if G2 want to consider it and try and rip this out of Shiro's hands, it's going to put Gambit in a horrible, horrible position here in the early stages of their CT side. Going to be a bit mad with himself there, Nafany, right? Either it was a mouse wheel situation because he feels like he should have had that kill. Still was very good from G2, and it's great to see this version of G2. They'd never seemed flustered, whereas G2s of old, you know, it's the clock. They'd seem a bit ahead of themselves in moments. Bomb's going to go off. G2 convert. Get themselves a third round here, 2 consecutive for them. And we have definitely seen the back and forth nature of this one here. Pistol round win for G2, their first in the series. Gambit respond with a force buy. They recover a 3v3 on the B bomb site. And then that low buy of G2 with just some upgraded pistols has put us where we sit right now in what should be an eco for Gambit around this AWP. USPs for 4 of them, Shiro with the AWP, and they have to enable Shiro. We do see him be quite passive with the AWP in the majority of the time, but in a situation like this, they have to activate him, and G2 know that.
So they use Nafany as a information gatherer. He isn't able to block that smoke in any capacity. Long smoke Toff, walking apps. And you know when there's only an AWP that's been saved, what's the best call?
Yeah, Halls Pop's not bad. Halls Pop's not bad at all. But there's a lot of players here with USPs.
And it's kind of down to the Amanek 10. He'll be the one that sends out first, and he does manage to get one. Kratos on his departure. Shiro, only the one, keeping him honest. Put that weapon on the ground, it's unretrievable. Axal walks straight on into Nexa, and G2 will collect. Hero AWP falls flat. And Nico makes sure Hobbit has a similar fate. No AWP retrieved as well. I say that just in the last second. It looks like they will take it into the next, but well handled. Good call as well, not overthinking it.
Or did they? So we can't see if it's on the floor right now or not. It might be. Yeah. It very much could be. But it would be strange to see if they wanted to go for an AWP. We can see it there. It is on the floor. I assume Nico will be the man taking that one. It's a bit of T-sided AWPing for Nico here, but the rifles are back out. A mission for Gambit is their big green. I'm sure they'd love to get that back for Shiro. But again, G2 have shown that they have weaknesses that they can exploit for Gambit. An arch side, that long side, is quite clear early that they want to bully that part of the map. So they're gearing up very early for another A play here. Everybody put their presence towards mid and boiler.
Gambit are so very, very prepared. Look at this crossfire, anti-flash. Nafany should have resistance. Look at the headshots. He hasn't got any vision. They'd lose 2. Gambit struggling just like that. G2 open up the site. Shiro, at least with the M4, can post a little resistance. Too little too late perhaps though, because the util will be deployed. There's more smokes where that came from. The nade from Hobbit denies the plant. Not going to be too punishing, but it is at least clawing something back. Shiro's already rotating around the world.
I suppose the reposition from Shiro, if he continues down Banana, is not too bad. But if he just parks here, then we already know that this is going to be a save call. It has bought a little bit of time, right? There's 50 seconds. G2, they're not getting straight into plant that bomb. And Hobbit here might just be getting an upgrade of a weapon, but realistically, he has a little bit more utility to use. That molly's going to land. It's not going to spread exactly where they need it to go. So now the bomb goes down, the 40 seconds starts, and the save begins. But that looked way too easy again, and I love it from G2. It's a nice pace change, because we've been seeing them doing a lot of these default spreads across the majority of their maps so far. And this time, straight up the guts, get that boiler room control early, pop flash through, and everybody's blind.
That's what I couldn't. It must have been a second flash because I could have sworn Nafany was full anti on the first. I think he must have just turned into the second, and you can see what from his POV when we cut to it, just full still white screen staring at 3 of them.
Yeah, so at least if you're G2, you know your utility's working very, very well. Amanek is going to have a look, but he's not going to find anything here. And this is where the problems for the CT side really can start to build. Sure, you save. Sure, you're going to carry those rifles through. But spreading this one on a map like Inferno, more so than others, right? You need a lot of utility on a map like Inferno. You get that banana control. You want to harass other parts of the map with nades. And, well, 4 in a row now for G2. Second timeout called for Gambit.
And Jax is living his arrow key lifestyle. Like, as a left-handed gamer, I thought I was, you know, a rare breed in terms of the arrow key usage. I had a good justification. We got a right-handed arrow key gamer, and look, I mean, that is a wide wingspan. Like, his keyboard is hidden by the graphic. It's over here.
They get lots of room, the players these days.
Yeah.
I think it's like 1.5 or 1.2 meters for their desk space. So lots of space. Adjustable, all the goodies. Hand warmers.
I would be interested to see his keybinds, you know, because I'm using like insert, home, page up, page down. What's he using? If he's moving with arrow keys, it might be a similar situation. Oh my God, he's a man after my own heart.
We could probably download it and find it for you. That wouldn't be too difficult to do. But it isn't going to be a full investment for Gambit. They will just be opting for a half purchase around the saved rifles, and you'd love to see them strike back because this half is already starting to get away from them here. Scoreline 2-5. The 5 being in G2's favor. And now they just go back to that slow default crawl. So after a pop flash up mid and punishment on the rifle round, they're trying to work out and survey the land to see what Gambit have brought into the next round of play.
Nice response to the half-wall smoke. Ooh.
And the boost as well. Everybody has completely understood each and every maneuver possible now around all of this utility. It's very rare to see players getting caught off guard.
Yeah, and you've mollied it, so you know no one's holding your boost up. You can maintain control without conceding it. It's the same thing, said 2 different ways. And NiKo is going to post up. Now, as they do the boost, the question is whether or not Nafany will have another look. He's actually going to, drop his smoke about the 45-second mark. Quick smoke count. 1 more remains, so it's not like they're going to be locked out here. G2 don't have to rush this. Full commitment to the B.
Well, the other smoke is on the other bomb site right now. Axel, I think he's just dropped that over towards the apartments position. So it will be a B execute. Hobbit is here with the rifle. Focus on him.
Nafany just wants one and done. Maybe evaporate into the smoke if he gets a chance. 20 seconds though, G2. Gonna have to execute this flawlessly. Inter still can destabilize with a shot across the bow. Jax babysits nicely. Need to clear out Emo. They haven't cleared out Emo. That bomb can be denied. Jax is doing it all for G2 here. And NiKo catching Nafany before things go awry. The rest of them were on A.
Stabilized now, haven't they? Axel and Shiro. I think Shiro just wants to hold on to this M4. We're going to have 3,400 as the loss bonus going into the next round, so plenty of money for the buy.
Bloody hell, NiKo's got 10 grand already in the bank.
Yeah, I don't think they've really had too many casualties, right? Sure, there's been a bunch of deaths here, but he's only died 3 times, so lowest death count in the server does fall for NiKo. Plays a factor in building that cash money. And you think about the type of rounds they won. When you win a round where you're on a half buy or a low buy, you already had a lot of money in the bank, and then you get the win bonus.
Right.
So they got to double down in that environment. And there you have it. G2 with another round on the board. Oh, Axel, okay. He wanted to take away some of that cash. NiKo's going to have to splash a little bit here and now. But that all happened.
I was watching, like, it looked like Jax was going for the fist bump as they were being hunted.
Probably.
Oh, we get to see the human component of Counter-Strike there. That's a funny one. Good damage, I guess, as we discussed the funds. It's not going to have any crazy ramifications. This is Jax. He really did save their hide a little bit here because that denial could have come through from Emo. He's looking. He's ready. And just as soon as he finds that last frag onto Nafany, the rest fell into place.
We're going to see another mix-up here from G2. I'd love to see them in these gun rounds go for something a bit more pacey because that's caught Gambit off guard already once. Up towards Boiler again quickly, so they're doing it one more time. The sound cues are heard. You can see that indicated by Gambit dropping out of middle. Shiro's already been smoked off, so information just denied, and Axel needs to be very worried here.
He's not ready at all. They heard the pin, they spotted him, and they have Short fully under their control. Stagnates Pit, they're being quick about this. You'd think he was going for an extinguish there, but he smoked off Graveyard instead. And just walking out lackadaisically. Quick trade though, Jax again keeps G2 in it. And they want to clamp down on this A defense. It's Inters and Axile. Hunter up short. Axile has a look. Straight away goes down. And again, G2 have an advantage here. Nafany's charging up middle. Nothing to report. They're up these sides. And they've got their back turn. Double. Great control of the spray. Inters as well with another. G2's advantage just fades to black. Nafany elevated on the hay bales. We need to hit a scorcher here, and Amanek just can't quite seem to control the spray. Knows Inters is on the site as well, and Nafany finishes it all for Gambit. What a way to save him.
Oh, I think Nafany's fed up with all this nonsense that's going on. He's just taken that round into his own hands. And again, they tried the pressure point of long side, right? Sure, all the contact was taken on short, but it was long is where they could have found that gap. The fact that Nafany's come up behind two of them as they try and take the site, obviously round winning, doesn't have to be said. You're going to catch it here again on the replay. So they're still looking towards Pit, but Axile went down towards that bomb site. And that right there is one falling away from G2, because again, the more pacey approach, it looked good, right? It looked good. There was so much pressure. Axile rounding out the site like they completely dropped back.
Nico taking a chance. Nafany greets him with bullets. Have to pull the plug on this now, surely. Nafany's actually advancing further. Supported by his teammate. Incidentally, not quite the optimal setup with the incendiary. They can still be close half wall, but Nafany has kept them at bay.
Now, we just had the B-Stream update come on through during that last round of Madness, and VP have eliminated Big from the tournament, 2-0, after going into overtime on both maps. So VP have got revenge, and they found themselves that playoff spot. So we will be seeing them in play next weekend. Unfortunately for Big, just not enough to get them over the line here today. Arch Smoke again coming out from G2, applying more pressure to Shiro, just keeping him moving around. It looks like they're setting up for a B split. Or are they? Starting to drop back down through Banana one more time. Nexa and Jax are going to meet up with Amanek and Hunter, who have top mid control, and they force Shiro away from this A side defense. Inters and Axile, it's all on you.
Drops the incendiary. They can just pause here. Util deployed. It's a sign they want to go. Should isolate Shiro from the pack. Good smoke. Here they come. Inters. Does catch 1, 2, and 3. Counts up for us. Just Jax. Oh, that box is supposed to be good for 1, maybe 2. But he takes all 3. Jax now fakes it out, trying to catch Shiro. Does manage to at least put some bullets down range. Can't finish his meal. Bomb plant's great for the funds. Nothing more, surely. Needs a reload. Loses his head. Gambit straight back into this. It looked like those last 2 rounds could have very well been where G2 started running away with his T half. Nafany bails them out of 1, and Inters bails them out of another.
I won't lie, G2 and the game plan that they're being able to apply right now does look very convincing, because the pressure points and the pace changes they're having appear that they're keeping Gambit on the back foot, right? If they can keep Shiro away from this site by dropping 1 simple smoke like they did right there, and next time the trades fall in their favor, Inters doesn't get 3, okay, different round, completely different round. So the pressure point of Arch side, that has been identified. They're playing with these rotations quite nicely. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful from Inters there. Needed him to step up, and he did. Big stuff there from the support player. Ooh, aggressive molly down mid. That will deny them. Hasn't landed. Okay, missed throw there from Axel. You don't see that too often. It's a 3-man B lean early from Gambit here, and there's no look in from G2 whatsoever. They're still very passive down the bottom. That has bought time for Inters to rotate over and now become that 3rd man back to A. So everything back to normality, and still 1:30 on the clock. Amanek almost being able to catch Axile there. He did walk through the smoke, so Axile maintains mid control, and they're gearing up for a B hit. Hunter might hear some rotations if they're noisy on that A site, but they're not rotating B in time.
Yeah, Hunter's trying to sell it. He does keep their feet planted. That's 3 CTs. It's just 2 here on B. Hobbit trying to punish Amanek's slip. It's Nico with both.
Pulled off. That has to be the save.
Stick a fork in that round. It is done. Nico just decides he's like a 7th.
That's crazy though, because Gambit maintained that mid control, but they maintained the mid control from the Arch player, which meant they didn't have an early rotation back towards B off of that. So G2, I'm really enjoying the quickness in which they're reacting in. Really good stuff out of the G2 squad.
It's like the game plan you were discussing on Vertigo, but they're doing it successfully here in terms of just drawing that rotate, keeping the feet planted, removing the information that enables Gambit to offer. I mean, when they're on their A game, when they're in control on their CT side, it just always feels like they're in the right place at the right time. G2 have managed to, and as you're highlighting, you're enjoying seeing G2 actually kind of get under the skin of Gambit's rotations.
Yeah, Hobbit here, look, he only has 3 kills to his name. If he starts converting some of these kills, he's getting opportunities in towards his B site. Might be very, very necessary for Gambit to start mounting a decent CT half here, because the scoreline is now 7-4. And if you're G2 on the T side, you're going to be happy with that. I think 7 rounds is a very decent bag here. So a 3rd timeout called now from Gambit. We saw all 4 timeouts on Vertigo in the first half used by G2. Well, Gambit are quickly trying to replicate that. This is where maybe Gambit want to take the fight to G2. We saw with Heroic when they were playing just yesterday against Astralis, when it wasn't working being passive on their CT sides, they started going fast. Beautiful stuff from Nico here, just eliminating them, standing, fighting. 2 simple kills, and that's all the round was right there. And cracking this nut is going to get difficult for Gambit at this point. Guns are out, the AWP is in play. What are they going to change up here? Axel pushing down mid.
There you go.
The aggression.
There's your answer. Axel, thrust down mid. You'd expect a flash. Nico's not looking. Easy find. Jaxter's found one. He knows there's a threat from behind. He can't really choose to swing, but through the flames, Axel wants him. Nexa defends. He took a real chance there. Jax could fall to the spray. He hasn't. Just shy of the mark from Hobbit.
Look at Hunter and Amanek.
Yeah, and it's who's there to receive. Inters. Should be good for the first, is not ready for the second, just before he can get his head out the lip of the balcony. He loses it, knocked from his shoulders by Amanek. And Jax at 7 HP. Might want to try and find some information as to Shiro's location. Hobbit pushing up, will keep taking some chances like this. He wants to...
Well, this is the right move.
This is the perfect move.
Might
Look at the way they're holding it. Yeah. Are they considering it? They are. And that's the round, surely. Shiro, he's got to make a decision now, heading towards the B side. Could be the right call.
If they just send Amanek in on his lonesome here, though, they'll be able to just go back towards A, and it looks like that's what they're doing. Oh, doesn't even get a chance. That is a huge shot from Amanek. That's 8. G2, they've won the half. And now it's just about putting the cream on top of this one here. This is looking fantastic.
Dude, they're starting to believe as well. Gambit, bleed.
Oh, Nexa's awareness in all of these flank situations as well. It's been great stuff from the in-game leader.
Like he holds second mid for just long enough until he's like,
maybe. And I thought Hobbit was making the right call there as well, because they needed some aggression to take some space. Oh, hello. It's feathers and bones indeed. Another gun round. Don't know where this money is coming from Gambit. Sure, max loss bonus, but the buys are always looking more than decent. Jack's burning again, extinguishes, and gets out of dodge. Forces so many nades here out of Gambit, and that's just to establish an initial control. Axel, another aggressive maneuver. Might need to get a multi this time to make it profitable.
That's so nerdy.
Oh, no way!
Amanek! Another one, a scorcher, straight out of the Frenchman. You can see the nerdiness of Axel's angle. He gets the little tip of the head Q. And now Shiro's looking the wrong way. Hunter wants to finish this right here. And now on the transfer, I mean, he holds the spray rather. Fully tames it. About 10, 15 bullets. And oh, Nico doesn't finish off the job. Nexa will. And G2 are set for 9. What's the timeout count? They've already burned through 3 timeouts, Chad. Gambit are starting to look shaken.
Oh, I can't believe we've had... this might even be on track here for our third 11-4 first half.
Yeah.
And this time Gambit didn't get the pistol rounds to tee them up nicely, but they did win that force. Lots of money in the bank balance. The chase is on. Hobbit, you're going to have to hold on to this one. They're coming in and they're coming fast. Amanek has been hitting a couple of bangers of shots here. Hobbit defends, but for how much longer? That's the question. I don't even feel like this rifle matters that much. He smoked himself off. They know exactly where he is. Nico's going to try and spam through the pane glass. Hobbit getting up and over, trying to every elevation he can. A couple of frags to add. That's 4.
Yeah, it doesn't cost G2 anything, though. They're not really upset. Hobbit's just happy to have had something, pads the stats a little, and it does seem like that's the last one.
That's it. That is it.
Wow, it took them no time at all to burn through those.
Look, if we're going to be fair here, we do the same discussion we had with G2 when they used all 4 of theirs within the first half, is if they can get the last 2 rounds here, Gambit, and it can be a 9-6, and then they win pistol. You guys all know how the story goes. Check this one out. I cannot believe that. I'm sure Axel cannot believe it either. The fact he does so much damage and then can't convert, it just opens the door. This is it from Axel's POV. It feels like it's good enough. It feels like it's more than good enough.
Like, I'm already starting the sentence of what a nerd Axel is, and he loses the duel. Amanek. He's been very up and down as Amanek in terms of just whether what he's laying down is either 20 or 4.
Yeah, especially in that big series, right? The first map he was getting bodied, and then the next 2 he showed up in a massive way.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect time to be ascending to new heights. Amanek, 14, top of the scoreboard in the server, and this is for the semi-final spot of IEM Cologne. And to do it up against Gambit as well. Same playbook, same smoke exchange. Nico has to pay quite the heavy price for that, and if he does advance, that nade could have his name on it. Four-man lean from Gambit towards A. And it's not like G2 to walk in willy-nilly, though. They will pursue information through these extremities. Amanek considering his options. He has Hunter in tow towards the apps. Gambit put all their pennies into this, Chad, so at the moment, as it currently stands, if they get any info, ooh, I say that as I see smokes flying through the air, that looks like it's going to be pulling a rotate out of A, so 3-2 split of Gambit's defensive resources.
Yeah, they're staying with this mid control as well. Axel has to deal with apartments, jump out, Inters is jiggling. Shiro's trying to help from that arch side, but Shiro could be smoked off very easily here. And they're actually starting to drop on back. That nade shy of everybody. And they're going to come through the apartments position with the bomb. Selling a fake on B. That's drawn Shiro away from the side. Inters and Axel, you have to deliver again.
Going for the apartments pop. That's a well-placed incendiary. And buying time, 20 seconds. They can really destabilize this. Shiro tucked in on long side. 15. And here comes the push. Nothing to report. Only CT frags and G2. What are you supposed to do? 10 seconds, the bomb's loose. You'd have to come up short. You'd have to be planting the next 2 seconds. They're not. They just have to back away. This will be a Gambit round. Hold on to what you can. Nico goes down, trying to stop the retrieval of the AK-47. And they'll take that upgrade any day of the week. You talked about it, though, Chad. That is exactly what the doctor ordered for Gambit.
Yeah, and right there, just the stoic nature of the 2 in sight to be able to deliver those kills. When you know that the last 20 seconds are coming and then that molly drops, it really became, what, the last 12 seconds as that hit was coming on through? The fact that they were able to hit 2 big shots, that's it. That's the round done. And that's all they needed to do. And Gambit have set themselves up and actually forced a timeout of G2 here. So G2 want double digits before they go into the half. There's plenty of money for their buy. Gambit, can they pull another miracle round out of the bag here? G2 have punished with these more pacey plays, and they can go for one of those here to finish off the half.
5 AK-47s certainly would entice them into the possibility of that.
Because the thing is, if Gambit go for any hedges early, if they go for like a 3-man B-lane, or if they go for a top mid 4-man hold, and G2 go the other side and immediately pop, well, we know what happens there. There are kits in play. They've been able to get rifles in all of the hands instead of the MP9s. So this is Gambit's best shot here to make this a respectable first half. It's just going to be a standard 2-3 split, 3 towards A, 2 towards B. Shiro with the jump peek on mid. Doesn't catch a lot of info there. G2 are back to their regular tricks. Default spread, Amanek and Hunter have been having an absolute field day, just getting boiler control, halls control time and time again. Banana feels like it's been Jax's and Nico's every single time, and then you've had Nexa, just that supportive element here, backing everybody up, and they're grouping for a mid-pop right now. Nafany's rotated over, he's made the right read.
This is a great call. Gambit in the face of adversity now stand to deliver again. Final round of this first half, third map. Nade looks promising as well. Ooh, spots him. Amanek again with impact, but it's Axile kept honest. Inters puts the bomb on the floor. Hunter to trade, desperately trying to survive on the hay bales. One bullet would finish the job. Shiro unwilling to push for it. And now Nexa and Hunter can perhaps piece together the bomb plant. Hobbit's arrived. So much util on Nexa. If he could just get that bomb down, he can re-smoke Hunter. Lingering in the... Oh, just walking through. I thought he'd pause. Hobbit collects a freebie. Now 1v2 for Nexa to finish with style. Hanging around on default side. Trying to maneuver to pit, and he's managed to get there. Time on his side. Kits are present, as are smokes. They're just walking in. Molly will force him into the line. Stands for the first, expecting a second. The unknown entity of Hobbit. He has the Molly, tries to get it out of his hands in time. It could have been round winning. Hobbit shuts it down. And it will be a 9-6 half after all. Gambit. You really cannot write them out of any single game. This one, 9-6, advantage G2. We'll see how they defend.
Hey Future Pros, are those pesky T's rushing banana literally every round? Well, if your teammates really are Future Pros, then this nade combo should help shut down your rushing counterparts. For this, you'll need a total of 3 Future Pros, 2 incendiaries, 2 smokes, and 2 HEs and a flash. Let's break this down. Future Pro number 1. Your job is to throw the deep smoke and incendiary the close push. Do this by lining up with this point and then run through your smoke. The close incendiary doesn't really have a specific lineup, just bank it off the wall and make sure it's close to the choke. Future Pro number 2. Your job is to throw the deep molly. To do this, simply run to the corner of this wall, crouch down and throw the incendiary while aiming at the top left side of the wall. Future Pro number 3. Your role is mainly just a backup player. You can sit in this spot holding a flash. If you aim along this line of the antenna, you can flash the whole of banana without affecting your teammates. However, be ready to sprint to A if your teammates call any T aggression on that side of the map. Now that banana has been blanketed in flames, both Future Pro number 1 and number 2 can throw their HEs. You can choose to double nade tree or double nade the entrance to banana. That choice is yours. Once the HEs have been thrown, Future Pro 2 can throw their smoke at the entrance to banana, locking the Ts out for even longer. From here, you can send one of you to push down banana while your teammates rotate over to A. There are many options at this point depending on the situation, so don't make the wrong call.
All right then, folks, it comes down to a single half of Counter-Strike to find out which of Gambit and G2 will be locked in for the semi-finals. A day off when we return for the playoffs of IEM Cologne next weekend. And man, oh man, it could have very well been double digits for G2. A nice late resurgence, some good calling, and some impressive individual deliveries from Nafany and co. Inters as well, both taking it upon themselves to make it competitive in the first. Swapping sides, we get to see Gambit's T side in action now. Nafany equipped with the smoke, couple of decoys perhaps for some fake flash action. Let's see, Jax jumping across, doesn't have anything to report. One expert leaning G2's way, and we do see that info find very little from Jax's first adventure. G2 start to gather and head on up for a brawl. And Hunter, he's not unwilling to take a glance. Spots out Shiro.
Yeah, P250 there, so dicing with death right there. Intus has top banana control, and this is fantastic work. They can actually just pivot back over.
They were so willing to leave Nico there. I mean, fair play. The Incendiary and the Flash might be enough to buy time for Nexa and Hunter to pull up their socks and charge. I'm just not convinced.
Weird to see Nico on utility here on a pistol round as well, but Hunter's clearing out middle. He's actually heard this. Big fight. Hobbit
needs it. Hobbit still stands, and he stands strong. Nico could be feeling a bit hot under the collar.
Oh, they're all
but
pushing
they're
mid.
charging
Everybody.
towards them. The CTs are going to be here. They're looking the wrong way. Next, dealing damage. Shiro with a P250 should have more. You don't have to contest anymore. Slow it down. Bomb scooped up, and they're heading somewhere else. It's going to be apps for the three of them remaining. Loudly stampeding through boiler up short. They're tucked in on the site here. Good chance for Nexa to do some more damage. Tucked up on Coldzera. Amanek to fire off a shot, a lethal one at that. Into the head, more from Nexa as well. A Hobbit would have to do it all. He's already got two. And pushing straight on through. Great move, Nico's there. G2, 2 for 2 on Inferno pistols.
Oh dear, the first two maps of play, G2 were kept completely blank as far as pistols are concerned, and now the third and most important map of the series here, they've gotten both.
Oh, that's very telling. It's going to be a hard mode. They're on heroic difficulty now, Gambit.
This was fantastic as well. The smoke left over, being able to be deployed in that site, segregating Hobbit, forcing him into the fight. Nico rotates over in time. And that one there, with what was looking like a car crash in middle for G2 as they pushed on down, so many T's swinging back in. Amanek has had a bloody fantastic game. 17 kills for him.
It's within touching distance now, G2. Everything you talked about, everything you discussed, it's taking shape. One single half of Counter-Strike to take the world #1 down a peg. They are so established as the world #1. If they win events, they don't get any more points. They just take them away from everyone else.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, it's a demonstration of their dominance, definitely. But G2 have come here with a point to prove and playing it very safe, understandably so. You just need 6 more rounds. 6 sub-2-minute rounds where you put 5 bullets into 5 heads and suddenly you've got a semi-final battle locked in. Plenty of days to relax, practice, prepare. And all that preparation for this head-to-head starting to manifest into success. Incendiary just on the jiggle. Amanek will be deploying that, just playing it safe. You don't want to be falling foul to this Glock train. Choo-choo. Hunter, 600 bucks and the first frag. Nico did not get spotted out too far. Flying around, Axar's Glock looks painful. And he does well to just put one body down, but here we go, 11 for G2.
Okay. Well, that was the eco, as you all saw from Gambit there. So the AK-47s are about to come out here. And a bit of a bonus scenario for a few members there on G2 holding on to those MP9s. Hunter, next up. They can wield those to great success here. Famous for the likes of Jackson, Amanek. And then what's Nico going to purchase him with here? He could get himself up to an M4 if he'd like. An AWP's not in his possibilities, and that's been what Amanek's been doing more so on the CT side. They're actually going to drop an M4 for Nico so he can get full utility as well. So the silence variety. Galil for Nafany, so that's telling that they need all this utility here to make this round work. Now it's Gambit's turn to start this default spread. Head on out, divide your forces, collect as much information as humanly possible, relay that to the in-game leader and make your call. But this is about to get very aggressive.
Hyper-aggressive. They'll have to clear bedroom as a pack. Hunter will hold it passive. MP9's pretty much the perfect weapon for this job. Even Hobbit's AK by no means a guarantee in the duel. Axel swallowed a nade elsewhere. Down banana.
This is such an impossible clear for Hobbit as well.
Yeah, and that's a big find. More damage and impact from Amanek. Patience rewarded by Hobbit though. And he's ready for Jax's potential trade. Looking the wrong way. 4 versus 4. And I see Nico floating CT spawn. That could very well indicate that what's Nex's util situation like? Okay, smoke. So if he feels under threat, he should be able to deploy that. It looks like now is the time.
Might disrespect this here. Looks like Gambit want to gravitate towards this smoke. They might just smoke and go. Explosion.
Oh, Nexa with only the MP9. He'd do very well to find more than one. That's the bomb. More demanded of him, and they're into the site.
Nico's close, you know.
Covers an AK-47. Bullets in the right place. Don't quite connect. Amanek from Banana side. Jax and Nico. They've got the smoke for Banana. It's not really going to help them too much. If anything, it might just enable Amanek to crawl through.
Look how passive Amanek is on all of
Yeah.
this. They're really going to have a look right now. Looks like they want to set up the boost, but that smoke's going to start fading shortly.
Shiro's on top of the emo boxes. He should have the perfect line. He looked away. Nico's found the frag. They might go on this. Hobbit takes down Jax, but there's still a real chance here if they could just fight Pool. Hobbit to swing. They don't clear it, and that should enable the round. No time for this. Amanek happy to collect at least one, wants to damage and ensure Hobbit gets nothing out of this one. I don't think he's got the opportunity to find the angle, but Gambit, a compulsory round, and it's theirs.
Oof, bomb goes off in a big way right there, and Hobbit holding onto that AK-47 is great. Got very close for a moment there. That looked like G2 were just going to walk away from the situation, but economical damage at the top of the list there.
Yeah, you can see Amanek's that nade was a really cool thought process, just doesn't quite hit the mark. 8 HP left on Hobbit.
Now, timeout call from G2 here. They still have 2 more for the rest of this half to work with. Remember, none for Gambit, but this 30 seconds also applies for Gambit. The coach can chip in, they can talk through what they need to. They don't know when it's coming, and they don't get to use it when they need it, but they still get this buffer. Just a chance to talk a couple of things through, because Shiro's into a MAC-10. Now, we know what the buy looks like on the Gambit side. The question is, what's Malik talking to Nexa about? What type of a purchase do they want to go for? Because they can buy Nico into a P250, Jax into a Deagle. Same can be said for Nexa now. So it will just be a half investment here. But we've already seen them make it work. Remember that Mirage round where Hunter had that silenced M4? I know I'm taking us back a couple of hours, but maybe they could do the same thing with Amanet here, is having a bloody blinder of a game. 19 kills for him, leading the charge in the server right here. Nobody's even close to his scoreline at this juncture. Working on this banana control, standard stuff. Interesting smoke that's landed just there.
They've got full top banana control very early into the piece. And Nico's challenge of how reserved he can be with that smoke. Like flashes, steps, yeah, that's enough for him. That's enough for him.
That's very early though. That's going to be faded with still a minute left on the clock. Now, Amanek does have one and he is still holding B, but they're hoping that this can corral them over towards the A bomb site where the stack with the pistols currently resides. 3 of them over towards the short side, Hunter, Jax, and Nexa. It's, with those Deagles up close and personal, very, very deadly, but there's some big gaps. Nobody's arch side at the moment. So if they were to walk up mid and try and wrap onto A, they would have the advantage there.
Anthony, though, he could lose his head to Jax. He's holding that tight line, misses his chance. Will he clear his corner? Hunter has got a chance to recover the AK, thinks better of it.
They need to go B. They need to get through Amanek.
Yeah, and Amanek's the one with the Galil dude. Here comes their util. He wants to stand and can't quite pull across the line onto Axile. That's the site, that's the round. It's an AK to be picked up over in the apartments. Jack's onto that, but yeah.
I think they should try and do damage again here, G2, right? Think about how much damage they just did in that previous round. They should go on a similar kind of adventure. Try and take away as many guns as possible, keep that T economy in the dumps, but it looks like they're just holding on to their upgrades here. You can see nobody really moving a muscle on this site. Maybe they want to defend Jax, make sure he doesn't lose this AK-47. I think he's going to be pretty safe. Nico's starting to have a little bit of a gander down towards T-spawn here, and he might catch Hobbit unawares. Hobbit currently has his back turned. He's pivoting and checking out the potential for the push. Body spotted. Advantage for Hobbit here, and he will execute. Nico falls. That is going to be 8 rounds now for Gambit. They're back in touching distance to this one. Not too many more occasions within this game where saves can be on the agenda either, because sure, Gambit had the luxury in the first half that it was the first half. They could take a couple more saves. You know, only when you get towards the tail end of the half do you really need to start going for things. But if the lead gets out of G2's hands, well, you're going to need to see them starting to go for some of these situations. It won't just be the save simulator that we've been getting a lot of. 3-man B lean early. Nico joining the pack here with Nexa and Hunter. Hunter's just going to try and set them up with util if required. the standard rally, but this time round Gambit look like they're getting a move on towards A. Lots of util called in, Banana, Nafni and Inters both perched and ready. Hobbit already in boiler.
Yeah, and this angle from Amanek. A guaranteed frag by any stretch of the imagination, but it should be a good indicator of things to come. He actually wants to drop his own. Slow them down, slow the crawl. Smoke in the air, looks like it's heading towards that library side. Should divide and enable them to attempt to conquer. Hunter, he hasn't held it. And now Nico could be unawares. They could have slipped Arch, he's looking the wrong way. Nearly adjusts, Nico draws first blood and Jax builds upon it. Doesn't want a crater, safe dismount required. That smoke should be something for Hobbit to try and hunt Jax. Here's the pins. Implies his relocation to under the bulk. His crossfire's pretty damn potent here, though. It's going to be very hard for Gambit to crack. Hunter's their first challenge. Good find from Jax. Just 2 now from Gambit. They got 30 seconds. It should just fall slowly into place for G2. Chipping away with the HE. They know he's up there, but it doesn't stop Hunter from pulling the trigger again. Just Shiro. Quick adjust. That's it, though. 12 for G2. And a good find, those opening frags across the map too, and Jax getting away with murder.
It did look like Nafni had pipped a massive gap there, threaded that needle through that arch side, but Nico's awareness was great. The fact that he knew that there was always that potential for a gap. He gets caught with his pants down there, the avenue to mid to B, the pincer onto the A bomb site, the world becomes Gambit's, and I really just want to paint more praise for Jax. That was really handy, right? He doesn't overextend, he doesn't get too aggressive, he just bides his time and waits for that second kill to come to him on low HP. But here it is, the pistols, the light bite, it's fast Banana. They're gonna need to get some action done here.
Nico's gonna get it 3 done, nearly Shiro as well. Very little to be said about Gambit's half buy here.
This is gonna be, G2 continuing this course, the first time they have beaten Gambit. Sure, they took a map off of them earlier in the year, it was Train. That was it. For this series, they come in, they win Mirage, they get a bit of a hiding there on Vertigo, but now they are in the driver's seat of Inferno, and what a time, the first land back.
Your first land game against Gambit, and you buck the trend that has been forged for a year and a half. The team you just couldn't beat. Doesn't matter what you tried, what new strats, what new demos you watched, you couldn't get past them, and now, not only do you do it, you'd be doing it for a spot in the semi-finals. I'm sure if you took a poll as to who you believed would be taking the semi-final out of Group A, Gambit would be the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, and for very good reason here, but G2 have shown up in a big way in this tournament. Just the building blocks. Obviously, both of these teams were secured for the playoffs, but to get yourself with a one-day break, a little bit of timing there for Jax, but regardless, he'll finish things off. Just one more man to find, 20 seconds left. Shiro has to die.
He's working on it, don't worry. There we go. And some weapons, those AKs still flowing for G2. They'll be happy to keep hold of those coming into our round 22. 3 away from G2 finding their first win ever against the Gambit boys. In fact, they only had, what, 1 map to boast, I think, so far? And now, well, already managed to do better on that. Converting, of course, that actually rather intense Mirage. It did look like G2 had a commanding lead at times, but all the way to 16-13. Now we're here in our third. Do you see Shiro on that T-side AWP? Let's see if this changes the pace for Gambit. One would imagine so. They imply his trade after the util subsides.
Very brave there, even with a Flash Hunter picking against an AWPer. Brave stuff, and Axel doing more of the same.
Swallows an 8 though.
Oh, what a dunk that was. You see the fadeaway jump throw out of Axel there? That's a huge way to find an opening here. Nico's just been put in his place.
And Inters had one cooked and ready. Combined, they pop in perfect unison, and that is a first blood and a half. Nico is ringing after that one. Jax wants to try and take some initiative, try and claw back something. He's holding a very tight line that could have punished Hobbit if he wasn't being just as reserved as he desires.
Well, they've gambled B. It's just Jax here. Literally just Jax.
He's one standing right in front of the fading smoke. He's going to have a lot to contend with. Oh, Jax with 2. Crosshair was onto the third, but Axel silences him, rotates on its way. It's going to be in the form of Hunter, but if they go short side, I'm not sure he's going to be able to contest. What's he got? M4 flash would be perfect. But they'll know that that's come from a long way away. Nade as well. Out the bulk, spotted out, needs to adjust. Big find from Hobbit. That's round defining. The rest all the way over on B.
Well, Jax there with that double kill was the only way that they had a chance in that round, because you could see that they were gambling on that B bomb site, expecting the execute to come over there after Nico's demise. But handled there by Gambit. They mop it up, and they were still taking their time to entry into that bomb site. But you never knew if there were more players around. Just such a forward position from Jax. I can't believe it. And I think he understood his position as well. If I don't stand and fight here and I just drop back passive, I'll probably just go down with one kill. So the double was beautiful. The third kill, not that far off if you're going to be completely honest about things.
Yeah, because, I mean, you've got to, not only have you got to process the kills you're currently working on, it's just because it's gone from grey screen to 3 bodies on your screen. It's a lot to process. Jax nearly getting the crosshair into Axel on time.
Still not a huge amount for Gambit to celebrate just yet. Sure, they're keeping themselves in it, but 4 rounds to find before they can tie things up here. And they still need to whittle down the economy of G2, who are showing that they can save guns just as well as Gambit could. Now, Amanek can bring out this CT-sided AWP. We're yet to see it. We're yet to see him bring out the big green here, and he's been having a fantastic time as far as opening kills were going on that T side. He's currently sitting at 5-1 in this matchup. Great stuff from Jax. Unfortunate not to get a few more there. But here we go. Another gun round. I feel like we've had them constantly. Sure, there's been a couple of light pistol upgrades, but here's that. Oh, it's over the top. They're boosting over this mid smoke. How reserved will Gambit stay? Oh, Axel up very close and personal there. Applying so much pressure on this B bomb site. Utility has to come out from Nico.
Yeah, baited just by the steps, the presence, the threat alone. Amanek could be posted up with that AWP in time. Next up with the counter flash. And Nico swings on that. Axel's ready to collect. Another first blood favors Gambit. He catches a glimpse of Inters, he strafes away. Looks like they want to try and head A. Hunter and Jax batten down the hatches. Smoke
Amanek will be here.
Deployed on mid, will delay. They flash through. This is the attempted punish, but Amanek has arrived on time. Just about on time. Afni taking some chances. Big find from Amanek. He needed that. The strafing into the site. The flash is good. Axel's blind. Bomb spotted. Shiro's missed his chance, and Jax has actually finished him off. This is a big round for G2. 3 frags away. This could be 14. Inter's in pit. There's plenty of time. Hobbit opens up the account again. Bomb to go in. Bomb back on the floor. Problems now. Hunter dancing on the box. He will be swung on. Amanek could have struggled to do much more unless... Oh, Inters. An unexpected gap in the smoke. Amanek does not pull the trigger. Inters in pit to provide support. Will drop out the last remaining smoke that will deny. Or will it? Still a gap. Exile. Crosses in exactly the right place and just the toes exposed. A solid chance for G2, but it's just gone awry. It's Axel that stepped up in a large capacity. 3 frags. That one the most important. And Amanek has to reside himself to the save. Close, but no cigar.
Those openings again. That's 2 rounds in a row. You pointed it out there. And Gambit have been getting the better of them here in this second half. You could see Axel with that smoke that landed. If anybody was paying attention to his webcam just there, he actually leant closer to the screen to see if he could catch the feet there under the smoke, and he did. So a big conversion, and that AWP will be held onto here from Amanek. So we turn to him as another timeout called for G2. 1 timeout left for both teams here. Now this AWP, this can be a difference maker. I spoke about the same situation in the first half when Shiro had an AWP in play. And I would say if we were to tally up the amount of low-buy wins that have happened in this series so far, G2 get the better of things than Gambit in that little scoreline. So to have the AWP, to have a couple of pistols behind it, you get 2,400 as the loss bonus in the next, so you can splash out a little bit of cash. You can see Hunter just investing into a CZ right now. Gambit are under the pump right now. They're feeling the pressure. G2 can keep this on in a round that I don't think they feel like they have too many chances to win. 3 USPs, a CZ, the AWP, 2 smokes, and a decoy that Amanek threw out early here.
Nexa. One man with no armor or weapon drops out all that he brought in. $300 smoke grenade deployed, and yeah, Amanex opted for apps. Doesn't look, unfortunately, with our beautiful X-ray and minimap, that he's going to meet anything too early.
Well, that's it, right?
Yep.
This is it. If Gambit continue forward, I was going to say they get into the site for free. Are they faking steps? It looks like it. Hunter may have just been faking some steps there from speed where it can be heard from the very tippy top of Banana. He's actually going back over, and they're executing cleanly. Gambit, smoke CT, smoke coffins, molly towards the triple box. Flashes are good. Crossing in, warning shots from Hunter, and they'll quickly find that the site is clear, so that bomb can go down. Now it's just about retention. Gambit holding on to everything they have while not giving anything over to G2. You don't want to give up any of these freebie AKs to the likes of Nico and Hunter. Jax as well in that mix. Could be the third round consecutively here for Gambit. Really starting to claw back this scoreline. Only 2 rounds, the difference. 2 rounds, the difference. We might be going the distance. That's a dream right there if you're Nafni. You just call the B execute. You know that there's an AWP in play. You get in for free. You don't even have to worry about getting any kills. Feels like a formality, but it's great to be able to call a round like that and avoid any danger. Just allow everybody to settle into the moment a bit more, and there it is, the final timeout call. G2 have used their last. Gambit used all of theirs within that first half, so we're going to finish this game with no more coach input. The last 30 seconds for Malik to chime on in. Now, having a look at the money situation, Nexa, Nico, they do have enough to purchase. Amanek could drop something across if they'd like, just to make sure they get a bit more utility. But when we spoke about a similar point in the first half with Gambit, Axar pulled the plug and ran straight down middle in an aggressive maneuver. If G2 have anything in their back pocket, now would be the time to pull it out. Getting into a pivotal point in the game here. You never want to be on the CT side with your economy broken late. Into the next round of play, they will be getting 2,900. 2 rounds in it for G2 to secure themselves overtime at least. And 2 rounds in it for Gambit to tie things up 13-13. We're getting this one underway, and we're seeing Nico in play with an MP9. Business as usual here, but Amanek over towards this apartment position. They're actually going to bait this in to fake molly. That's so they can play ahead of it. It seems very early to do so. Well, now at this point that molly's been used, Hobbitt's not going to swing out dry into that.
Yeah, I like his protocol there. Spamming the gun, jumping across to the off-angle Balk. Axar just walks straight through. Just as the nade comes in, confirms nobody's home ahead of the smoke. This might catch them, and yeah, okay, nice. Well, at least confirms his presence. This flash forces the spray out of Axar. He's taking a wide stance, though. He's looking for it. DTs drop a smoke, chip away at the in-game leader, who looks to be leading by example. They want to boost over that, and Nico transitioning back with his MP9 will be up close and personal here. Nades very light for G2. They'll flash and push through that CT smoke, and Shiro just collects. Nico's got no more voice into this one.
Hunter's on the boost.
Got a good chance with the AUG. Nex is burning, forced to tuck in tight. Gambit slowly, methodically walking on in, and Nexa with the first. Hunter chimes in again. Shiro can't do anything, can't finish his meal though. The nade can. And now Axel and Hobbit looking to get that bomb down. 10 seconds. Hunter has to deny it. Can he deny the plant? No is the answer to that. Hobbit babysits. This is intense. 2-on-2. Jax has got some util. He might be able to force the molly in towards Emo or Nubox respectively. He opts for the latter. Amanek not easy with the AWP. Kit present. It's just a matter of this duel onto Hobbit. Oh, what a find. Jax contributes, and this should be Amanek's. Should. Oh, being the operative word, he gets it in the end. They have the time, they have the kit. 14 for G2, right down to the wire, chat.
Oh my God, that one almost got out of hand there. I don't think Amanek quite believed what he had on his screen right in front of him there. That was some fantastic work from Nexa and Hunter, right? Nexa and Hunter made a round of that. They've locked that down in the crossfire right there, and they've, well, at least given G2 a round. And this was Nico going down as an opening kill yet again. I think Nico's really been on the receiving end of some of these in the recent rounds.
Big shot out of Jax as well. Yeah, Amanek, that could have been nightmare fuel, career nightmare fuel.
I just quickly flick through the last 3 rounds. It's important for Nico to be getting fired up here. The last 3 gun rounds, Nico has been the first death.
That's a great point. Ever since those double stack nades.
So since then, he's been getting a real rough time of it here. His team have bailed him out. Nico's down to an MP9 again. You never love to see it, but they're going for a bit more aggressive banana control here, and that's forced Gambit straight up mid into the AWP of Amanek.
Here we go, still filling the feed with his name. Jax, a consistent presence, swings in. Axile has made it all too easy. The A site's open for business. Axile pulls the trigger, or rather Amanek tags him up. Another headshot for Gambit. And G2, stretched thin. They'll scavenge what they can. Next, from around the world, actually hits Gambit and knocks him off his perch.
The 3v3 now, Gambit have to be careful with their post-plant positions. If somebody else goes down, there is a kit in play on Nico and Hunter. They could still look in for this. And Nex is starting to leer up mid.
A lot of talking from Nico here. Silencer enables him to put bullets down that smoke without too much of a fear of a rebuttal. Flash from Inters will be perfect. Axel will swing off this as well, you'd imagine. No. Biding time, and that's 2 for the Gambit boys. Only Nico, and just not enough time. Happy to have the M4 upgrade. Might be able to take another one of them down. I don't think Inters is safe in the pit. He's going to be able to make it through apps.
Oh, couldn't get far enough away there. So Inters does go down, but Gambit do respond here. And this one's on a knife's edge right now. That just faster play up middle. Very lucky for Axel to be alive. I can't believe Amanek got the tag while completely flashed up there. The leg shot, if that was a kill, real chance for G2 to steal away that 15th round. But again, we get into this point of conversation. No timeouts to take your breath anymore and really talk through the financial situations. I said, CT side being broken late. This is the worst place you want to find yourself in. But that rifle, it's been dropped across to Hunter. They're going to push down mid.
He's giving it all she's got. And it's all too easy for Hobbit. Oh, that's the round. Just like that. They were trying to throw a bit of aggression into the mix. Hobbit just laughs it off. What have you got? You got an armored Nico Deeg. May as well leave him and do his own devices and have the unarmored P250 and USP respectively. Gambit, now they know the rest of this should just fall into place.
Oh, Nexa really wants that gun. Not going to get a chance. Shiro playing Overwatch. Make sure that one can't be retrieved. And these last few kills should be found with ease. We're definitely going to see a buy round out of G2 in the next round. 2,400 coming into the bank balance. Amanek is going to be shy of an AWP unless one of his teammates drop him. So we'll keep our eyes on how that one manifests going into the next. But a smoke up middle, and Amanek had a chance. Nafany, very diligent, clears that out. And just Nico over towards B site. So the man who died first in 3 consecutive gun rounds, well, he's the last man alive in the last 2. Interesting to see if he wants to save this Deagle. The armor's nice, right? That head armor, the defuse kit, means he won't have to reinvest into it next round. I think that might be taken away from him as the option as he walks into the grasp of Axile. I spoke too soon. This game of cat and mouse that happens so late with both these teams, right? Like G2, you can see they've definitely just adopted the meta, which Gambit have established.
Yeah.
And you have to play by these rules if you want to stay competitive in round after round after round. And the fact that we've now found ourselves with the scoreline 14-13, only a matter of time, about 10 seconds till this bomb goes off. It looks like we're definitely going the distance here this evening. We still have Astralis versus Na'Vi coming up next, and on that B stream, Heroic versus FaZe. 2 huge games. The Heroic FaZe winner of that will be the last team secured into the playoffs. Same situation for Astralis Na'Vi. Those 2 teams already locked in. They fall into the same category as the game that you're watching right here, right now.
Astralis Na'Vi.
Conversation, classic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, especially on LAN. All right, well, this is the breaking point. This is the business end of the series. All of that hard work, all that legwork of Mirage, Vertigo, it was all looking to convert. Just a couple of rounds separating one of these teams from the semi-finals. It's completely unclear as to who. Definitely feels like Gambit have swapped into the driving seat. G2 being dictated to a little more here, and certainly in absence, as you've been discussing, it's what, 5 of the last 6. converted with bombs down.
Did not for that CT-sided AWP, so Amanek is operating with a rifle here. There's only one defuse kit in play, and that's on Nico. So if we get into a post-plant situation, keep that one in the back of your mind. Molly out towards Sandbag, Banana control being worked on, and that standard utility from G2 to stifle top of Banana has come through, but they're going to extinguish.
Yeah, they're going straight through. Oh, and the flash is there. Nexus panicking, tries to drop the incendiary. It's Nico that steps up in a huge way, double. They're not slowing down, they still come straight into Nexus domain. He's got a smoke to play around. Axile's hunting him down. And that's his chance. Dink exchange, Axile finds him. This is supposed to be G2's. Nico's double still could be insignificant. If that bomb does go down, it's still not ticking in their favor. Back of Shiro, now starting to maneuver. But there's double nades. Wait, 1, 2. Could it be enough? No, one shy of the mark. They head and actually dunk onto Axile instead. 60 HP on that AWPer. Close quarters AWPing for Shiro. Advantage G2. But don't forget, the kit is missing. They do find him. They gotta hurry up about this. Smoke from Amanek. Hunter from the CT fight gets the info. Hobbit gets the frag. He can win a 1v3 right here, right now. Smoke down. Where's the kit? It's missing. Now it's all onto Amanek. I think he got it in time. Woo-wee! Man, oh man, the finest of margins between these two right now, but this is going to put 15 on the board for G2.
I can't believe that decision from Gambit to extinguish and go like that. That just felt like it came from out of nowhere. I saw the smoke get pulled on the HUD, and next minute they've just put that out and they're running into the site. That is some huge impact from Nico. That double completely changed the tune of this, and those nades, well, one of them landed on the planter, the other one taking out Axel.
I mean, the half-wall utility to just...
disrespect it, that's crazy.
To just go straight through, because you saw how it caught Nexa and Nico. The fact that in that, Nico managed to pull 2 across the line is, yeah, exactly what he had to do. And even then, it wasn't a guarantee by any stretch. Jax dunking down that emo player helped. Axile extinguished, it's fine. Doesn't take too much of a battering.
It's a 4-man B-lean early here out of G2, right? So the two players, Hunter and Amanek, come and dump all their utility, and that leaves Nico and Nexa sitting very pretty with a lot of nades.
Oh, G2 just 5 frags away. 5 single clicks of the mouse away from putting Gambit in the quarters. And from securing themselves an extra day of semi-finals. And by taking down the world #1. Far from over though. And Nafany, ooh, makes it clear. Dink down from the silenced M4, but he still lives on, and now they've got the man advantage.
Amanek still has mid control right now. This is problems. Nico can rotate back towards B.
Touché.
They can keep the forces 2-2 split right now, and Amanek can call this completely clear. Jax has backed him up over towards the short side. Hobbit and Nafany are still both over towards second mid, so there's no decision just yet.
50 seconds, smoke check, none left. That's the last as it blooms. Amanek walking silently down the speedway to assist.
Ooh, Nafany's the one taking this lurking role over towards the A bomb site here. So Hobbit's actually going to go drop back and go with the pack.
Okay, so yeah, he'll commit. Hobbit's dropped a smoke towards long side and hoping Nafany's contact would enable to sell it, but there's 3 here and they dig the heels in, 25 seconds.
Nafany goes now, they can still pivot back towards A, but he has to go now.
They are. It's all fake. Hobbit gets the frag on B and they're starting to charge straight into mid. This is madness. And it's open for business. Nafany has the site and they've done it. What a last second play. Just in the nick of time, Intus will arrive to the wide open site.
Gets that bomb down, the 40-second timer begins, and well, this is the question right here. I spoke about having your CT-sided economy broken late, 1900 loss bonus into the next round. They take these last 2 rifles away. Only pennies on the dollar for G2 into the final round. Shiro's starting to have a look in. Axile's coming to back up Banana. Intus is left with the bomb. How far do they want to push the issue here?
An AWP and an AK as well. These are exactly what G2 will require to be able to voice concerns and avoid OT. Gambit pulled magic out of that. Every second. Nafany just about in the nick of time calls the site wide open.
Next is Molly.
Caught out, Axile. Yo does go down. Shiro takes the AK away. Nico holds on to the AWP, but still 2 weapons would have been mighty fine. Look at what they've got, Chad, in the bank account to defend their honor in regulation.
Oh, this is going to be rough here. And remember, there's no timeout to take at this last juncture to talk through what the buy is going to look like. They're having to do them on their own here. Nexa calling telling everybody what they need to purchase, and they've actually made it look relatively respectable. 2 MP9s, a FAMAS, a Deagle, that AWP, there's a kit in play, armor for everybody in this deep mid-smoke. G2 have brought this into vogue, and they're doing it to buy themselves a bit of a buffer over towards this ace site. Nico hasn't released it just yet. There it goes, sailing through the sky. Gonna land and give them a little bit of extra time, and maybe that will stall things out. You see it land. Gambit, they take note of what that means. It actually looks like they're gearing back up to head towards Banana. Axel leading the charge. Shiro overseeing business with this AWP. Amanek is here with the AWP.
Yeah, but he's committed Zambag side. Like, you're not getting out of there.
Oh, they're baiting him in with that molly.
Molly's coming in. He's going to have to drop a smoke. He's going to just spray him down and going to bait him MP9.
One more.
He doesn't know there's another. Next are going to go unchecked. Oh, trigger discipline. This could be round defining. This could be it. This could be it. 2 from Nexus MP9. We're gaming at least. Nico's isolated on the site. Hunter flirting with a rotation. The bomb's on the back of the AWPer. Now then, 2 smokes. Make it 3, excuse me. Nafany's got 1 too. And he's going to start trying to pull teeth around this map. Smoke fades mid, 50 seconds, but Nexa has just given them a lifeline.
There's a real chance now. And Gambit, we don't know where they're going to finish just yet. Shiro's left Banana. He's regrouped with the pack. Nafany, Shiro, Hobbit. They're all staring down the barrel of this ace site. They have to get past Jax. Hunter on the arch side. 2 players to defend. 30 seconds now.
It's not the weapon of choice for Hunter if they come long side.
They are.
My God, Nafany's going to clear it. Hunter springs to action. A headshot. The AWPer hunting him down. If he could just round the corner, he's safe and sound. Tucked into the site and time not on their side. Gambit are in trouble. Shiro has to get into the site. Hobbit's burning away. He has to respect it. 10
not
seconds.
looking.
They're not checking Shiro. From behind, he strikes. 2 to find Hunter with more. There's no time, surely. Shiro brings into the 1v1, and Nico versus Shiro. For a spot in the semis, Nico can finish it right here, or Shiro can take us into overtime. This is nuts. He's opted for the MP9. Nico uncertain, Shiro hiding on the site, Smoke and a kit present. Nico can bide his time. It all hinges on this. Time getting a bit sensitive here, Nico. So uncertain, he's overthinking it. Shiro just sticking on the site, hiding behind the box. Nico would have to clear it right here, right now! Time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh my God, G2! Half a second or something, they take down Gambit. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. 16 to 14. Half a second in it.